Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Mark Baressa, and I manage the finance team here at CCS Environmental. I'd very much like to welcome all of you to the headquarters here in Brockton. Today's gathering includes representatives from our industry, from labor and trade unions who partner with us, as well as our other partners, Sovereign Bank, our vendors and material suppliers, and most recently, the Massachusetts Community Development Finance Corporation. I'd also like to welcome the members of the legislative delegation from the Brockton area, as well as the mayor of Brockton, Dr. James Harrington, and other members of the Brockton city government. And I would also like to extend a very warm welcome to our honored guest, Deval Patrick, Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Governor, thank you very much for being with us today. We have a number of speakers today who I'll introduce to you. Our first speaker is one of the co-founders of CCS Environmental, Roger Cook. Roger?
Well, thank you all for attending today's event. I want to especially thank Governor Patrick for taking the time out of his schedule to be with us today. We formed CCS Environmental in 2000. Since that time, we've become an industry leader in the field of environmental remediation in both the private and public sectors. Because we're a union-based company, we've provided training and positions for highly skilled employees that help to increase the skill level of the workers both here in Brockton and throughout the Commonwealth. The most recent economic crisis have tested the strength of most of the companies in our industry. I'm pleased to report that CCS has weathered this storm, and not by reducing jobs, but by aggressively pursuing both additional business and additional capital in order to continue our rapid growth. And by partnering with Sovereign Bank and the Mass CDFC, we will continue this strategy moving forward. We have recently focused on the growth of public works initiated by the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. We have a long proven track record of success with such projects, and again, in large part to the help of the Massachusetts CDFC, we are ready with the resources necessary to execute these projects. CCS is providing the needed jobs in Brockton, and we welcome the opportunity to work with the various state agencies to ensure that the funds allocated to these projects are used to maximize economic opportunities to the citizens of Massachusetts. Thank you for attending.
Thank you, Roger. Our next speaker is the president of the Massachusetts Community Development Finance Corporation, Mr. Andres Lopez.
Thank you, Mark. Welcome everyone to today's event here at CCS. I would like to walk you through this deal by way of explaining CDFC mission. There are 4 elements to this deal. One is CCS. CCS is an environmental remediation contractor with a strong and experienced management team that despite that they depend on the construction industry, they're poised to grow by benefiting from the shovel-ready projects that are ahead of us. Second element to this deal is Sovereign Bank, an active lender of small businesses here in Massachusetts, sought out our help to put the financial package necessary to ascertain that CCS will continue with their growth. By partnering with banks like Sovereign Bank, CDFC can claim today that we support over $80 million of banking lending to small businesses in Massachusetts. Third element to this deal is the city of Brockton. We at CDFC target certain communities that we like to lend to. Communities where our investment feels the impact for the preservation or creation of jobs. CCS is securing about 45 jobs here in Brockton that are very well paid and also have benefits. And they're looking at expanding their workforce with over 40 new jobs throughout Massachusetts. In summary, CDFC mission is to partner with financial institutions like Sovereign Bank in providing gap financing to a small business like CSC, in targeted communities like Brockton, Massachusetts, in order to strengthen and grow our economy by creating or preserving jobs. All of this is done, or our work is possible by the public funding. So I want to thank today Governor Patrick for accepting our invitation and for signing a $10 million recapitalization for CDFC last July. Also, I want to thank Senator Tom Kennedy and Representative Creighton, Representative Canavan, and Representative Brady that have also supported CDFC in the signing of this bill. Thank you very much to everyone.
Thank you very much, Andres. Our next speaker is our honored guest this afternoon, Governor of Massachusetts, Deval Patrick. Governor Patrick, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. First of all, I just want to make a point we should all never forget, and that is most of the growth in our economy in Massachusetts comes from small business. There's a lot of attention paid, and rightly paid, to large employers, but most of the growth comes in the past and will in the future from small and medium-sized companies. There's a whole other phenomenon happening in Massachusetts today described as entrepreneurs of necessity. If you haven't heard this term. These are folks who've been displaced by this economy, who are finding a way, making a way for themselves on their own or with one or two other people. Growing that part of our economy, beautifully symbolized by CCS Environmental. A handful of people who build and build locally and make a way for themselves and their community and others is exactly what we must be doing here in Massachusetts to grow opportunity in our future. And so I am here in large part to celebrate the example that CCS Environmental represent. And I want to, in that spirit, acknowledge Roger Cook and Steve Bowen and Bill Tripp, the founders, and Mark Barassa, of course, the CFO and our Master of Ceremonies today, and all of the team at CCS Environmental for the great example you set, the great work you do, and the great promise that you offer in expanding here in Brockton. I want to thank and acknowledge CDFC and the wonderful leadership of Andres Lopez and all of his team for their work on behalf of the state in partnering with small businesses and offering a way, as other quasi-independents do, but nobody quite like CDFC, in offering a way for small businesses to get that bridge, to get that leg up, that hand up, in order to expand and to prosper. And thank you to Sovereign Bank for recognizing the potential of CDFC to be a partner in the financing that you are trying to do. I also want to acknowledge, and Andres was nice to point out the recapitalization of CDFC. I got to sign it, but these folks passed it. These folks right here passed it. The legislature, Tom, Senator Kennedy and Representative Creighton, Representative Brady, the whole legislative delegation and the whole of the legislature really stepped up when we asked for this capital bond bill, and this is the kind of thing that makes a difference. Sometimes when we talk about these sorts of things up on Beacon Hill, or you read about them in the media, or you hear about them in the media, they seem very abstract. But it's not abstract to CCS Environmental. It's not abstract in terms of the jobs preserved and the jobs that will be created by the expansion. So I want to acknowledge and thank the legislature. And I also finally want to acknowledge and thank the mayor for his great leadership here in Brockton and his partnership and his always very warm welcome back to Brockton. It's great to be with you all. Congratulations.
Governor, thank you very much again for joining us and for your kind remarks. I'd like to introduce now our final speaker, His Honor, Mayor James Harrington of Brockton.
Just my luck I get to speak after the governor. I just want to take an opportunity to thank everybody and to just tell you how exciting this is to us in city government. You know, we're battling, as they are on the state level, the budget problems, and all of the news that we hear is negative. And when we see something like this, it gives not only us, but everybody in the community hope. And we appreciate the job that you guys are doing here, and we stand ready to do whatever we can do to help you too. So thank you all very much.
Thank you. That concludes this part of our program.